Hello, welcome to What's Up in Business Travel, a Business Travel 360 podcast where we update you each week on what's happening in the world of business travel. This podcast is great for those that need to know what is happening, all in less than 15 minutes. My name is Ash. Let's get started. It is Monday, May the 4th, and we have completed week 18 of 2026. Now, let's get to the headlines. Spirit Airlines ceased operations on May 2nd, 2026, marking the first major U.S. airline collapse in more than 25 years. The shutdown followed the failure of a proposed $500 million federal bailout. Spirit had entered Chapter 11 in November 2024, exited in early 2025, and filed again later that year due to continued financial strain. The airline significantly downsized, shrinking its airline from 214 aircraft to just 125, but was unable to stabilize. Founded in 1983 as Charter One and rebranded in 1992, Spirit spent over 4 decades pioneering the ultra-low-cost model and ancillary revenue strategies. Customers who had booked directly will receive refunds, while other claims will be handled through bankruptcy proceedings. U.S. airlines are rapidly adjusting to capture demand left by Spirit Airlines shutdown. JetBlue plans to launch 11 new routes from Fort Lauderdale, while Frontier is adding routes and increasing frequencies on former Spirit markets. Multiple airlines, including Delta, United, Southwest, and American, have offered capped or reduced fares to displaced travelers with varying booking windows and conditions. Allegiant has frozen fares on overlapping routes, while Frontier has launched a broader 50% off fare sale. These coordinated responses highlight how quickly capacity gaps are filled in competitive markets as airlines aim to retain customer loyalty and absorb displaced traffic. American Airlines has implemented stricter rules on portable batteries starting on May 1st, requiring passengers to keep power banks visible while in use. Travelers will be limited to carrying a maximum of 2 portable chargers, which must remain easily accessible throughout the flight. The policy reflects growing safety concerns around lithium-ion battery fires, which are harder to manage if devices are stored out of reach. Similar measures have already been introduced by other airlines, including Southwest and United. Federal regulators have already prohibited such batteries in checked baggage, reinforcing industry-wide efforts to mitigate onboard fire risks, while still allowing passengers to charge devices. The U.S. House of Representatives has passed funding legislation aimed at preventing further disruption to TSA operations during an ongoing DHS funding standoff. Without action, TSA workers face the prospect of going unpaid again, which had previously led to long security lines and operational strain in major airports. At one point, wait times stretched to several hours as staffing shortages worsened. Industry leaders have criticized the recurring instability, warning it undermines aviation security and workforce morale. While funding measures provided temporary relief, travel organizations continue to push for long-term protections to shield essential aviation personnel from political budget disputes. Now in news that impacts the travel industry. A coalition representing U.S. low-cost airlines is seeking $2.5 billion in federal assistance to offset rising fuel costs. The Association of Value Airlines has proposed a targeted liquidity pool modeled after a pandemic-era relief program with funds specifically designated to address incremental fuel expenses. The request comes amid sustained pressure from high oil prices, which have disproportionately impacted budget airlines operating on thin margins. The proposal may include government warrants, allowing for potential equity stakes in participating airlines. Members of the group include Allegiant, Avelo, Frontier, and Sun Country, all of which argue that their business models play a critical role in maintaining fair competition across the market. Air Europa plans to introduce a distribution surcharge for bookings made through global distribution systems starting on July 1st, while also signaling a potential withdrawal from Sabre. The new fee will apply per segment and varies by market, increasing the cost of indirect bookings for travel advisors. A round-trip booking within the EU, for example, will carry a €24 fee in the GDS. The airline is encouraging agencies to shift towards direct channels to avoid these charges, aligning with a broader industry effort to reduce reliance on traditional distribution. Negotiations with Sabre are ongoing, but the move reflects continued tension between the airline and the GDS providers over cost structures and control of content. Similar disputes have played out across the industry in recent years. Southwest Airlines reported a strong financial turnaround in the first quarter, attributing improved performance to its evolving commercial strategy. The airline posted $330 million in operating income, reversing a loss from the previous year and significantly improving its operating margin. Revenue gains were driven by higher fares and new ancillary revenue streams, including seat assignment fees, extra legroom options, and checked bag charges. Notably, a growing share of customers, around 60%, are now purchasing upgrades beyond the base fare. The results suggest that Southwest's shift towards the more unbundled model is gaining traction, positioning the airline for sustained profitability without adopting traditional premium cabins. American Airlines and Alaska Airlines are in discussions to expand their partnership through a potential revenue-sharing agreement. While early talks considered a merger, both parties are now focused on a commercial alliance that would allow coordination on routes, pricing, and network planning. Such an arrangement will require regulatory approval, but could strengthen both airlines' competitive positions. American would gain greater access to Alaska's strong West Coast network, while Alaska would benefit from American's global reach and partnerships. The two airlines already collaborate through code sharing and reciprocal loyalty benefits as members of the Oneworld Alliance, making a deeper partnership a logical next step. Let's get to the news of mergers and new partnerships. Hawaiian Airlines has officially joined the Oneworld Alliance, marking its first participation in a global airline alliance. The move follows Alaska Air Group's acquisition of Hawaiian in 2024 and expands connectivity for travelers to nearly 1,000 destinations across more than 170 countries. Integration into Oneworld enables Hawaiian's loyalty members to earn and redeem points across partner airlines while accessing elite benefits. The development strengthens Alaska's broader global strategy after it joined Oneworld in 2021. For Hawaiian, the alliance provides immediate scale and global reach, enhancing its competitiveness while maintaining its strong regional presence across Hawaii and the Pacific. Uber has deepened its push into travel by adding hotel booking capabilities through a partnership with Expedia Group. Users in the U.S. can now browse and book from more than 700,000 hotels directly within the Uber app, with vacation rentals via VRBO set to follow. The company also introduced AI-powered voice booking and personalized travel recommendations unveiled during its Go Gett event. These enhancements are part of Uber's broader ambition to evolve into a super app that integrates rides, food delivery, and travel services into a single platform. Incentives tied to its large loyalty base aim to drive adoption and increase engagement. Lyft has agreed to acquire the UK operations of ground transportation platform Gett, continuing its international expansion strategy. The deal follows Lyft's earlier acquisition of European mobility app FreeNow and will integrate Gett's UK business into that platform. While the Gett app will continue operating as usual, some markets will introduce Gett by Lyft branding. Lyft aims to eventually unify its services into a single global app experience. Although financial details were not disclosed, the acquisition reflects Lyft's position on scaling its presence outside North America and strengthening its position into corporate ground transportation. Amadeus has announced plans to acquire biometrics and identity solutions provider Idemia Public Security for 1.2 billion euros, reinforcing its investment into digital identity technology. The acquisition builds on its earlier purchase of VisionBox and supports a broader strategy to integrate biometric capabilities across the travel journey. By combining technologies, Amadeus aims to enable faster, more secure identity verification at airports and beyond, while improving operational efficiency for travel providers. The deal is expected to close in 2027 and will help connect traveler touchpoints from booking through boarding, advancing the industry's shift towards seamless, contactless travel experiences. Air India has entered into an interline partnership with WestJet to strengthen connectivity between India and North America. The agreement allows travelers to book single-ticket itineraries with coordinated baggage handling and smoother connections. Through the partnership, passengers flying into Toronto or Vancouver can access onboard connections to dozens of destinations across Canada and the United States. The collaboration enhances Air India's international network while leveraging WestJet's strong North American footprint, offering travelers more seamless and flexible journey options across both regions. And now, news of new travel services and improvements. Alaska Airlines has inaugurated its first ever route to Europe with new service between Seattle and Rome, marking a significant milestone in its international expansion. The flight is the first of 3 planned European routes, with service to London Heathrow and Iceland to follow. Operated by Boeing 787 Dreamliners, the expansion reflects Alaska Airlines' ambition to build a broader long-haul network from its Seattle hub. The airline plans to operate at least 12 long-haul routes by 2030. The move positions Alaska to compete directly in international markets while complementing its existing network across North America, Asia, and Latin America. Lyft has introduced a new feature allowing users to pay for rides using United Airlines Mileage Plus miles directly within its app. Travelers can link their loyalty accounts and choose to redeem miles when booking rides with full visibility into redemption amounts before confirming. The option supports all Lyft ride types and allows mixed payments if users lack sufficient miles. This builds on an earlier partnership that enabled riders to earn miles on Lyft trips. The new capability represents a deeper integration between travel and mobility ecosystems, giving consumers more flexibility in how they use loyalty points beyond traditional flight redemptions. American Airlines has expanded TSA PreCheck Touchless ID across all its major hub airports, offering eligible travelers a faster and more seamless security experience. The system uses facial recognition technology to verify identity, eliminating the need to present physical identification or boarding passes. Available at key airports including Dallas-Fort Worth, Miami, and Los Angeles, the program leverages secure biometric matching against government-issued credentials. The rollout reflects a broader industry push towards contactless travel and improved efficiency at airport checkpoints. By streamlining the verification process, American aims to reduce wait times while enhancing convenience for frequent travelers. Hertz and Uber have launched a new operating company, Oro Mobility, to support autonomous vehicle deployment and expand their partnership. Oro will manage fleet operations for Uber's robotaxi program, including maintenance, charging, and logistics. The service is expected to debut in San Francisco Bay Area later this year. In addition to supporting autonomous vehicles, Oro will also operate a fleet of cars driven by employees in select markets. The initiative represents a strategic shift for Hertz as it diversifies beyond traditional car rentals and aligns with Uber's long-term autonomous vehicle ambitions. And finally, some technology news. Hilton's CEO said that the company plans to expand integration with major large language models including Gemini and OpenAI in the coming weeks. Despite rapid advancements in artificial intelligence, he does not expect a major shift in the hotel distribution landscape over the next 5 years. Speaking during a Q1 2026 earnings call, the CEO emphasized that AI will primarily enhance efficiency and strengthen direct customer relationships rather than disrupt existing OTA partnerships. Hilton views its control over inventory and ability to personalize stays as a key competitive advantage in an evolving search ecosystem. While AI will influence engagement, the broader distribution mix is expected to remain relatively stable. American Airlines has introduced a series of enhancements to its mobile app aimed at giving customers greater control over their journeys. A key addition is integrated disruption management, allowing passengers to view delay causes, rebook flights, track baggage, and access digital meal and hotel vouchers within a single interface. American Airlines will soon roll out a feature enabling users to split group reservations directly in the app, eliminating the need for agent intervention or GDS workflows. Additional improvements include gate-to-gate navigation with walking times, expanded in-app purchases, and a redesigned interface for seat selection and upgrades. The updates reflect a broader push towards self-service and streamlined travel experiences. Thank you for joining us today. Be sure to tune in again next week on Monday to get your weekly update. We hope that you will make this a regular part of your week and listen in while you're on the move or sitting back and sipping your coffee. Be sure to share this podcast with everyone that you know so that they can also benefit from getting to know more about what's up in business travel. Remember to subscribe to this podcast by searching Business Travel 360 on your favorite podcast music player. You can also listen at businesstravel360.com. Have a great day and travel well.